All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Ryan and Brian Talk Sports, minus Brian, plus Nick, plus Krusty K's today. So we have the Krusty K's face reveal for the very first time, at least to my knowledge. We have the national championship. We got a 6-game NBA slate, so we're pretty excited. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Is that new math that they teach now that you just rattled off that equation?
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Krusty, how we doing, man?
Oh, good, man. I'm excited to be on it for the first time, so looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. Happy to have you on. We are going to start with NBA. Um, did you guys have any? Do you guys have any thoughts on what we saw yesterday in NFL before we do that?
I was at the Titans Jags game, so if you were a Jags fan, you were probably not feeling too well to end the season. I think they had like a 99% chance at making the playoffs at some point, and they were talking one seed potentially, and now to be on the
Amazing.
outside looking in.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. What did they finish 1-5 or something the last 6 games? That's just incredible, incredible.
If they could have played all their games in London, if they could have played all the games in London, they would have done just fine. But
yeah, no kidding.
unfortunately,
I tweeted a question yesterday. Who would you rather have between Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields? And I don't even know if I've developed my answer, but I don't know if you guys have any input on that.
Ooh, I live in near Chicago, and I'm a Packers fan, so I hear all the Justin Fields hate all the time. But I don't know. I like Fields. I like the mobility. I'd probably find a way to build around him.
I feel that. Nick, who you got, Lawrence or
No.
Justin Fields?
I feel like I don't know. The play calling with Jacksonville is just mind-boggling sometimes. Lawrence can move, like Lawrence can scramble a decent. They just
Again,
don't utilize him very well that way. And just some of the play, they're so conservative with some of their stuff too. So I know they had a couple guys banged up yesterday, but they had it third and goal from like this 6-inch line, and they did like a shotgun rollout pass, one option in the corner. It's like, dude, the dude's 6'6", just two times up the middle. He's one of them. He's gonna get in.
Yep. Or I mean, a simple handoff to ETN
Yeah,
under center. You know
something.
that would work just fine. I hate the 3rd and 1 rollout so much,
Right.
so much. It feels so easy to cover. It just cuts off half the field
Right.
when you already only have 11 yards to work with anyway. So yeah, that play has pissed me off for many years. I always like a fullback fake to the right and then the pitch to the left to the running back. That was like an Andy Reid play back in the day when he was the Eagles coach, and I fucking love that play. I don't know why guys don't do that more, but the rollouts to the right kill me.
I'd probably take T-Law though. I mean, I don't know if Fields can throw the football like consistently. I think Lawrence, at least you have a history of him being able to throw. I don't know if he's just messed up right now or if he's injured or what the deal is. So
Yeah, I mean, we do have to remember he had a high ankle sprain and then played the following week. And I think he sustained an injury to his throwing shoulder. So I don't know. I don't want to make too many excuses. I saw him miss some of the easiest throws yesterday. I did see him throw a beautiful deep ball to Calvin Ridley, but other than that, man, I don't know how you go 1-5 to lose your postseason spot. But I could talk about the Eagles. I'm good on that. I'd rather just glaze right over. We could just shoot right into NBA. We got national championship to talk about. So I got nothing to say about the Eagles right now. Let's go. Let's jump right in. Krusty, I don't believe has an NBA play.
I do not.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
he can just sit here and laugh at our plays for a couple minutes and call them really bad. And then we'll definitely dive into the national championship and we'll be able to let the man cook for sure. Nick, why don't you get us started on NBA?
I mean, might as well pick up where we left off last week since we did break a curse on the show last week. I'm pretty sure we're on the same exact thing with the Colin Sexton ladder against the Bucks, who don't play any sort of defense, especially against guards. So I think it's probably moved up to 18.5 now. Is that what it's at?
I'll double check that.
Okay. I took him 17.5, and then to score 20, and then to score 25. 30 was up. You can take that if you want to as well. I think I stopped at 25. He's hit the base in 12 of his last 15, and then 6 of those 15 he's had 25 plus. So just playing a Bucks team that defense is optional right now, especially at the guard position. Dame is out tonight, so that gets rid of one bad defender, but it's not like they have people coming off the bench who are defensive specialists that are going to shut down Sexton. So
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I took him for 17.5, which is widely available, actually. PointsBet looks like it has the best odds at -115 for the 5 states with Bet365. They have 115. FanDuel is actually leading the way with juice, which I always take as a good sign. Brian says it too. I kind of, if FanDuel's leading the way with juice, in my opinion, I think it's a really nice play a lot of the time. But you can go over to DraftKings, get it -120 there, and then 25 or 20 is best on DraftKings, 25 plus best on DraftKings, actually. So, I took him for 17.5 and for 25. The main thing with him is, this is a guy who averaged 24 points per game back when he was with Cleveland. So I've kind of been itching for him to get a good opportunity for a while. And since he came over to Utah, this is kind of like his first time getting an opportunity. Jordan Clarkson got hurt last month. They inserted Sexton into the starting lineup. And he's been cooking ever since. He's averaged 21.3 points since he got put in the starting lineup. He has a 28.3% usage rate over the last 5 games, so he's getting tons of opportunity. His minutes are a little lower. He plays 26 to 30 minutes.
They have some weird rotations on that team. Like they play a lot of guys sometimes.
Yeah, very, very deep team. When Clarkson was first out, he was getting like 35 minutes and stuff like that. I wouldn't expect that here. I think probably 28 to maybe 31 minutes. Nick said they have some really weird rotations. Another thing I thought it was interesting is over the last 4 games where he's hit this line a couple good times. He shot 18.2% from 3 in those 4 games this month. He's 37% 3-point shooter for his career. So perhaps some improvement there. If we can knock down 1 or 2 threes, that just increases our chances of climbing the ladder here. So really like Colin Sexton. As I looked through our Discord this morning, I saw almost every one of our NBA cappers on Colin Sexton. So we're all going to be actually like really, really mad or really, really sad all at the same time. So hopefully if you are in our Discord or just tailing us, just be mindful of your exposure. Just because all of us are on him doesn't mean you need to bet him more than once. Just bet him the one time. That should suffice. That's all I had for Colin Sexton. Do you want to go ahead and do you have any Wendy's for us, Nick?
Wendy's is still cooking right now due to odds, but I do have the one you commented on, the 22s.
There you go.
I took this one's. I guarantee this one's moved because I took it this morning. But Jaylen Brown 22 points and Halliburton 22 points on ESPN was plus 107. Tatum news might have changed that a little bit. But if you have to move it up a little, I still like Brown and then Halliburton for sure. Against Boston, 2 good spots for those guys.
Yeah, no doubt. I've been thinking about playing Halliburton. I actually have a pretty small NBA card. I wanted to leave a lot of time to talk about the national championship. I think I'll add more throughout the night, but I think like the number one thing I'm peeking at is Halliburton points. Play him for 23.5 and for 30. So big fan of that. And then Brown, you caught him at a great spot because now, like you said, Tatum's out. So that should be no problem there. Nathan Croft asks, we're moving ahead a little bit, but he asked each to give Krusty, we'll throw this one to Krusty K to get him going. UW and Michigan each to get a passing and rushing touchdown for the FanDuel boost. Do you like that, Krusty?
Yeah, I think it was like plus 150, I believe it was, the boost. And it's not like a crazy price, but I do like points to an extent. So
you lean over here?
I lean under, but I want to be wrong so bad.
I feel that.
I want it to be a shootout so bad.
Yeah, touche. Somebody asked, no Brooks Lopez props. That's interesting. Maybe we just got some lineup news or something. One look I was really liking for Lopez was Krusty would be back. I think we had a mic issue there. Lopez is up on FanDuel, and also his 3 blocks is at -115 is absurd value. If you want kind of like more of a lean. I'll go ahead and kick off my next prop. I actually played Tyler Hero. I took him over 21.5 points on ESPN. And then I also played him for 30. I'm going to double check the price while I'm talking about it. But he completely sucked last game. He shot 4 of 17. He had 9 points, I believe, versus Phoenix. but I like this as a nice bounce back spot. Jimmy Butler's out again. Caleb Martin's doubtful. So usage shouldn't be a problem. He's the leader in usage over the last 5 games. So his shot volume should be awesome tonight. In games without Jimmy Butler this year, he's averaging 35 minutes, 19 field goal attempts, almost 9 threes, and then 2.3 free throws. Nothing crazy, but I guess worth noting. So the volume's pretty absurd here for Tyler Hero. When Jimmy Butler's out, he's also, like I mentioned, the usage rate. He's got a 26.5% usage rate over the last 5 games. So, thanks. I got an update on my watch. But I'm a big fan of Tyler Hero tonight. There's no Dylan Brooks. There's no Tari Eason. So I like the individual matchup for Tyler Hero. I don't think they have somebody that matches up really well against him. Maybe Jayshawn Tate gets the assignment, but Tate isn't really, Tate's been a part of some horrible defenses in the past. So while he's like a big, strong guy, I think Tyler gets around him pretty easily. Sengun has actually played really nice defense, I think, this year, but also just not a guy that's like really scaring me away from Hero scoring in the paint when the time comes. So, I really like Tyler Hero tonight to bounce back. And then somebody mentioned Michigan guys will go off to Jordan Poole. Man, I've been thinking about Jordan Poole. Dude, that 14.5 line has been screaming my name all day. And Duncan Robinson, the Michigan guys. That's a good shout. I wonder if there's any Washington guys in the NBA playing tonight. I don't know any off the top of my head.
I don't either.
But Nick, how many more NBA plays do you have?
Yeah, I have one more here. NBA here. I took DeMar DeRozan 17 points, and then Chris Middleton 17 points minus 105 on ESPN. I think Middleton's kind of finding his groove lately, especially with Lillard out. He's just an efficient scorer. Doesn't need a ton of shots to get there. He'll hit a couple threes. He has that mid-range game that's pretty automatic, and then he'll get to the line a couple times, and he'll only get more looks with Lillard being out. So I like both spots for those guys, and then DeRozan going against the Hornets, who don't really play much defense either.
Yeah, for sure. So, somebody said that Hero doesn't usually let them down, but sold. Oh my gosh, a 15,001. That sucks, dude. That's a brutal one. Oh man, that would break my heart. That's devastating. I really like the Middleton look. He's another guy I've been kind of leaning towards. Also with DeRozan, we have questionable tag on Levine, so not really sure if he plays. So you might be able to get him in at a nice price. The thing with Milwaukee tonight is Utah has no chance of stopping Giannis unless they double down. Yeah, they're going to have to double team pretty much on the catch the whole game, I'm thinking, unless they just want him to get to the line, maybe up to 30 times and foul out all their front court players because they don't stand a chance. So a lean I have in that game, Middleton points and Giannis assists. So while my card's a little smaller, I'm still want to throw out a couple more ideas. I'll go over. That was your last play, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay, I got one more play for NBA. It's the late game. You'll have to stay up pretty late, especially you East Coasters. Kawhi Leonard, I took him for 24.5 points, and then I also took him for 30-plus points. There's the big red flag. This is a Tyronn Lue back-to-back situation, which is always frightening. It's not something that I want to make a habit of playing, but this is Kawhi's 4th back-to-back of the season. The very first one, he had 29 minutes, but it was a blowout. The following game was a close game. He played 35 minutes, which is kind of what I'm thinking he gets tonight. The following back-to-back after that was he played 31 minutes, and that was a blowout as well. So I think we see a normal workload. I'm not really too worried about his minutes getting cut short. It should be a competitive game. Kawhi is, I buy low on superstars all the time. That's one of my main ways to make profit in NBA generally. Kawhi is one of my favorite guys to buy low because this dude's so consistent. While he is under in 2 straight, this man just broke a streak. He shot 52% or better in every single game he played since November 27th prior to this 2-game stretch. November 27th. So he went an entire month and then a little bit in each direction, shooting over 52% in every game. So that blew my mind. The past 2 games, he shot 47 and 29% from the field. So feels like a nice shot, nice time for some shots to start falling for him. I think he gets back to his efficiency today. These teams did play a week ago. He had 30 points after not scoring in the first quarter. So, when he finds his time to pick his spots, he does his thing. So Durant didn't play in that one, which Durant he probably plays tonight. Maybe he gets the Kawhi assignment, but I respect Kevin Durant's defense, but it also isn't going to scare me away from a 24.5 line for a guy like Kawhi Leonard. So another thing, Phoenix allows the 7th most points to power forward. So really like the spot for Kawhi with the big 3 lineups of Harden, Paul George, and Kawhi together. He's only averaging 23.9. But over the last 10 games, he's kind of started to find a groove, and he's really leading the pack. And he's averaging 27.5 points in the last 10 games that those 3 have played together. So I think he gets back to his efficient ways. I think he can get us a 30 spot here. Pretty good odds.
I got one more to run by you.
Yeah, man.
So no Tatum tonight. Jaylen Brown without Tatum rebounds. His last 11 games without Tatum, he has had 10 plus rebounds in 8 of those games.
Yeah, I know. I've been looking at it. That's crazy.
You can get 8 or 7 for plus 125. And then if you want to do 10, you might as well just do double for plus 550.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that one heavy all day. Definitely a big
I just
fan.
feel like there's going to be a lot of possessions in that game with the Pacers. So
yeah, I definitely wouldn't blame anybody for playing, and I actually may even hop on board as well. Somebody asked if I think the Suns can keep it close. They're still a hard team to kind of get a read on because the big 3 is still so young together. I definitely think they keep it close. Win, maybe not. I mean, I guess I technically lean the Clippers, but I'm also not, I wouldn't take my money line opinion to the bank by any means. I don't really bet NBA money lines, but so much. I do lean Clippers here, but not that strongly. So, I mean, I definitely think the Suns have a shot at winning this. KD I believe he's probable. KD should play. Busting on his stack, by the way, in the Twitch chat. National championship, fellas. Got the national fucking championship tonight. So, I'm ecstatic. I'm super.
Who's Alabama
torn.
play tonight?
What's that?
Who's Alabama play tonight?
I don't some local high school team or something. Yeah, so we have Washington versus Michigan. So this is a really fun game. I like this game a whole lot. I think back to last year when we all kind of like walked into last year's game knowing like, all right, this is going to be an ass kicking. So, and sure enough, my goodness, was it ever. So excited, very, very excited. I'm going to just go ahead and Krusty, you've been patient while we talk some NBA. So I'm gonna pass it over to you. I know you got some good looks for us for this game. So what do you have for this one?
Yeah, I think I got like 4 plays I'm gonna talk about here, but how's my mic? My mic better? Fix it? Still shitty?
No, not really.
Oh my goodness.
All right, let's boot Krusty real quick. I'll share my thoughts for a moment. I'm super torn on this one. It feels like Michigan's strength is Washington's defense as far as offense is concerned. They run the ball really well. And then Washington is like the 120th ranked team versus the run. And with that said, then Washington's strength is kind of Michigan's strength. Michigan's secondary is really strong. But I don't know, man. Somebody said that Vegas is cutting out Krusty Case Mike. That's a fact. We haven't seen Michigan play any good passing teams, in my opinion. I mean, Maryland's Tua's brother,
probably the best.
I guess McCord is okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't scare anybody. It feels like every Ohio State fan in the world couldn't wait for the season to end so he can get out of there and then get somebody else. So, I mean, they played McCord and Tagovailoa, who are, decent passers, I guess, but they haven't faced it like an offensive line like this. They haven't faced a passing game like this. So I don't know, man. It's like my brain says Michigan here. My heart says Washington here. I haven't decided. I'm going to decide before 6:00 tonight. I wanted to hear Krusty, if we can ever hear Krusty. I wanted to hear his thoughts on the game and kind of pick his brain a little bit before I make my final decision. But I'm going to decide on air. And I don't even know if I'm going to go points. I think if I go Washington, I'm just going to go Washington money line and say fuck the points. But we'll see. Nick, did you have any specific thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can't root for a more wholesome program and Cinderella story than Michigan. So no, I'm a Wisconsin fan. I hate Michigan.
Nice.
I want Washington to win, but I think it's Michigan's destiny at this. After that Alabama game, like I didn't think they had any chance in the second half the way that started, and then they just took over at the end. So I would love to see Washington win, but I don't think it's going to happen. I do think it is a close game, though.
Yeah, I hope so. I saw on FanDuel like you could play like win margins, and if you like the game to stay close, I think there's win margins of 1 to 13 points. So like you can get a little bit more extra value on if you want to call it a money line. If you think the game's going to stay close, you can just select whichever team to win by X amount of points. 1 to 13 is a pretty big range for football. I just don't really see this being a blowout on either side. So. I don't know. Super excited. This game, I've been a Penix. You always got to double check yourself when you're about to say his name. I've always been a big Penix guy. I guess I shouldn't even say that. It's funny because he used to be at Indiana, I believe. And I thought he was terrible. And then he transferred, and then he became the man. And speaking of the man, we got Krusty back
to save him.
Hold on, he'll come up in a second.
Okay, hold on. We don't have Krusty back.
Now we have Krusty. Or we don't have Krusty. He's muted right now.
We don't have Krusty. Oh no, that's all right. That's right. We'll figure this out. I don't know, man. I really big Penix energy. That gets me every time, dude. Krusty, if you can hear us, they're saying that Vegas is cutting your mic off because they don't want us to know what you have for us. They're really trying to save themselves. But I don't know, man. I want to go Washington so bad. And I got a 50% boost on DraftKings. And that makes me want to do it even more because you can get them at plus 250 or so, 255 with that boost. So I don't know. I'm torn. One day we'll get Krusty in, and I think he's leaning the opposite direction, but hopefully we can find out here in a moment.
Suspense is killing me.
It really is. Isn't it amazing? I don't have player props for this game because I live in Virginia, so I'm super jealous of everybody.
I don't either.
You're Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have any player props in my state. I don't even have any specials or any of that stuff. So it's kind of trash. Maybe, just maybe.
Krusty. All right, we can try Krusty now. Krusty, you working?
I don't know. Is it working?
Yes, we're good.
Oh man.
Krusty, what do you have for us in this game?
So the first one is it's a little cheeky, but Blake Corum first quarter touchdown. So Michigan's one of the best first quarter offenses in the country, and Corum actually has a first quarter touchdown in 6 of the last 7 games. So if they get down there, there's a good chance it's going to be him. So it's 220 on FanDuel. I thought it was a great price. His team touchdowns like plus 125, so plus 220 felt like a really good value there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah. It feels like because I saw that he's like minus 430 or something to score, so it's a nice way to kind of dig out some value. But yeah, we were saying a lot about this game. I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm really torn on this one personally. I don't know if you've bet a side, but if you were to bet a side, where would you lean here?
I'm gonna go Michigan, but I've pretty much tried to fade Penix for like the last 3 or 4 times and failed miserably. So I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm a big Penix guy. Big fan of Penix. I really want to. I'm dying to back him in this one, but I mentioned you were kind of a little off air. I was thinking like Washington's strength is Michigan's strength as far as like Washington passing and then Michigan's pass coverage, and then Michigan's strength running the ball is Washington's like weakness. So like I don't know, that's kind of like my biggest drawback to backing Washington here, but I still might be stubborn and do it anyway. But is there more props that you had for this game?
Oh yeah.
Just rattle them off, man.
All right. So one of the next ones I had was Jack Wetzover's receiving yards. He's a tight end for Washington. So it's over 26.5 yards on DraftKings. I think it's still available.
Um, he's not really like a high volume guy, but he's kind of like the other guy. And the way this Michigan defense is, they're really the only like true weak point they have is over the middle of the field. So like Jalen Polk or Westover, this line's just too low. I think he could cover probably 2 catches. And in a game like this, where the Michigan pass rush could at least try to get after Penix a bit, could be like a little bit like a safety blanket type deal.
For sure.
Brian would really appreciate that play as well as the tight end play. He's missing out on it.
Yeah, he's a big tight end guy. If you have any backup running back props, he would like that a lot as well. But yeah, Krusty, you have the floor, man, so you can rattle off another one.
So the next one is J.J. McCarthy over 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's plus money. It's plus 134 on FanDuel. I think it's plus money everywhere though. But basically, it's just all the focus is on the Michigan running game. You know, Washington knows that they're going to do whatever they can to at least slow down Corum. And JJ is a bit of an underrated passer, and I feel like this is one of those games where 2 passing TDs and a game I'm hoping for a shootout doesn't seem unreasonable. He just had 3 last game against Alabama, so plus money, I figured I'd take a shot.
Yeah, that's a hell of a price. I guess they're just anticipating Corum stealing so many of them, I guess. But somebody asked, Krusty, you like Corum for first team touchdown. But that's different from what you played first quarter touchdown.
I played first quarter, yeah. I mean, first team is good, but like I said, it was only plus 125, so I just figured he's going to score early.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it feels like a great price. You're going to be feeling good if they get that first kickoff too, because when Michigan has the ball, what is Washington going to do? I mean, how the hell are they going to stop this rushing attack?
They're not.
Yeah, effectively they're not. They do seem to be good at like limiting like explosive plays, so I guess they're good on the back end, which if anything kind of makes me lean more towards the under a little bit, because I could just see Michigan rattling off like several like 10 to 12 play drives here and rattling off a lot of the clock. So I kind of lean under, but just like you, and as always, I just hate under, so I kind of hope I'm wrong there. But yeah, Washington's going to struggle really bad to stop that the rushing attack, and then hopefully that puts you in a good zone to get some McCarthy passing touchdowns as well. And then you said you had one more.
I do, yes. Going to Corum again, it's over 6.5 receiving yards. So he doesn't see a ton of targets, but Donovan Edwards' role is kind of diminishing a bit as they get into these bigger games. Before he would come in for like third down, like the receiving situations, and now he's more of like spelling Corum when he needs like a break. So, with the way the Washington pass rush is, it could just be like one check down. I mean, it's only 6.5 yards, so we can ask for a lot here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Tone's in our YouTube chat saying running back receiving yards. It's like Brian never left, dude. We got our tight end play. We got a running back receiving yards. We're fucking set, dude. This is great. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. All right, so I think we all need to make a stand. I'm mostly pointing at myself because I've struggled with this so bad. All right, Krusty, you already said yours pretty much, but pick your side officially.
Michigan.
Gotcha. I mean, assuming with the points, or I mean,
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, minus 200 money line's tough. Nick, who you got, man?
Washington.
Money line or points?
Money line.
Oh boy.
Money line.
Money line.
It's more of like a hateful bet. So
I feel that. I'm gonna go. I mentioned it earlier. My head is telling me Michigan. My heart is telling me Washington, and I'm gonna follow my heart and go Washington money line tonight. Give me the plus 170. I was kicking myself so hard last Saturday. I'm such a stand for this Washington team. I put Washington in like 3 separate parlays, and all of my parlays lost. But I like that Washington like so much. I kept putting them in more and more parlays, and then I finally was like all day I couldn't wait to sweat Washington as the last leg of my parlay. But all of my parlays had lost, and then I had no bets on that game, and I was sitting there like I was kicking myself. I was like, why don't I just take this shit straight? So tonight, Washington money line. I'm doing it. I'm just gonna do it. All right. That'll pretty much wrap up the national championship. We do build a parlay, Krusty. we'll have to limit you ever so slightly due to the fact that we don't have player props. So we're gonna kind of strap you a little bit on this the gang builds a parlay segment, but we do need to put together a parlay. We do aim for it to be roughly 10-1.
We got to get rid of this bad luck too. The
Oh.
last 2 have been terrible beats.
What was 2 weeks ago or 2
Jordan
shows
Love.
ago?
It was the Jordan Love one where he had the 2 backwards passes.
Yeah, he had like minus 24 passing yards on 2 separate passes in the second half, and that's how he lost. And then last week was Michael Pittman. Man, that one hurt. He had 21 receiving yards in the first drive. He had 3 catches, 21 receiving yards. So at that point, we needed 49 more yards because Nico Collins knocked out his leg on the first play of the Houston's. I guess Houston's first play is what I should say. And then Michael Pittman just went ghost the rest of the game. So yeah, that one stung. But yeah, let's get the bad voodoo out of the way here. Krusty, I would kill for you to give us an NBA leg if you have this.
Man,
I'm gonna put you on the spot. I didn't even warn you about this. You don't have to choose right now. Me and Nick can throw out our ideas first. Nick, why don't you start us off with a leg?
You want to go Halliburton points?
Love it. Sounds great.
Either Halliburton or Middleton. Take your pick.
Why not both?
Why not both?
Why not both? All right.
Move them down a tiny bit if we take both. I don't know.
Here, let's say.
Or don't move them down.
Let's go Halliburton. What's the first one that's minus 100-ish? Okay, so let's go Halliburton 22.5. It's minus 166.
Okay.
Then we can go over to the Bucks game. I think Middleton's 19.5. Maybe we got bumped up to 20.5. He is 20.5. Let's look at Middleton for. Want to just do the 19.5 for Middleton?
Yeah.
That work for you? All right, Krusty. I was talking a little NBA with Krusty this morning. He asked if Ben Gordon still played for the Bulls.
He does.
But Krusty, do you have an NBA leg for us?
I watch about 0 NBA,
I love
it. I don't want to give you guys something that's gonna lose.
That's
I'd
understandable.
love to add Michigan minus the points to it, but I know you guys are both on Washington, so.
Well,
How about-
we're not very educated on.
Yeah. If you want to go, if you want to do Michigan, that's perfectly fine. Or if you wanted to go with your over/under lean, that we could do that too.
All right, let's go with the under. I hate that we could like boost it up a little bit though, so we don't gotta be those.
Okay,
guys.
I like that. I think that's probably our best way to do this. That way,
Let me take a look here.
all right, let's see. Alternate total points. We're going to go under. I'll probably just do the last one that's still in the minus 100-ish range. All right, 60.5 is minus 188. It's kind of a weird spot. Can't think of like a key number there. 60.5 sound good?
Yeah,
that
that
work?
works for me. We can still
All
get like a shootout, but still get an under. So
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right, so we still got a little bit of work to do. We're at the plus 330 range. Nick, let me get one more prop from you, and then I'll rattle off one more myself.
Do we have to include Sexton?
At this point, yeah, probably.
It worked with Vassell.
It did work with Vassell. It worked very well. I even wanted to tease Vassell down, and it wasn't even necessary because he went crazy that game. Hell,
I think we really motivated him. And guess what? Who was Vassell playing?
The Bucks.
The Bucks.
That's exactly right. Man, oh man, how poetic is this? Yeah, Sexton definitely has to be involved. I think for the sake of getting up to the plus 1,000 range, we might just want to go ahead and just take him straight up.
Yeah.
But he's 18.5. Let's tease him down the point just for FanDuel's sake. Minus 138. Goodness gracious. We already knew that. I said that earlier. But let's go 17.5 for Colin Sexton. I'm going to throw out one more leg unless you had something really sticking out, Nick.
Nope.
All right. I'm going to go. let me see if Giannis 7 assists will get us there. If it's not, if it can't, then I say we ride. It's plus 975 for Giannis to get 7 assists. We could do 8 assists and get the official plus 1,000. I think I'm cool settling here.
7.
7. Okay,
7 it is.
so 7 it is. All right, so our final parlay, it is 5 legs. We have Chris Middleton, 19.5 points of the Milwaukee Bucks. We have Colin Sexton over 17.5 points. We have Giannis Antetokounmpo over 6.5 assists. We have Tyrese Halliburton over 22.5 points. And then Krusty K's addition to our parlay is the under in Washington at Michigan at 60.5. So this parlay gets you to plus 983. So we're right on that 10-1 range that we shoot for here. So I'm going to lock it in. I will also put a link in the GoldBoys Discord. I'll post this on Twitter as well if you are not in the Discord. Fellas, did we have anything else?
No,
We got a recap.
I'll post the Wendy's once they just locked up all the Bulls stuff, and that's what I was waiting on. But I mean, I'll give out what I have for it here if you want to take it when it comes out. Kobe White, 3 rebounds. SGA,
Discount.
yeah, one rebound discount. SGA, 4 rebounds. Drew Holiday, 4 rebounds, and Tyler Hero, 4 rebounds.
Nice. Yeah, I like that a lot.
So
Sounds
it should be
good.
right around even money once they drop the White alt rebounds.
Yeah, I think Levine is officially in and Voos, so that's why that just probably got locked up.
It looks like White's on FanDuel.
He is up now?
He is up.
Yeah,
Okay.
for 4, it's minus 410.
Oh, wow. They just moved that a lot. So might have to take him at 4, so you might not get that discount.
That's right. That's right. We'll make do.
He had 7 last game with Voos playing, so I'm not too worried about White. So
yeah, it's a nice rebounding matchup too because Charlotte stands no chance. Now their center Mark Williams is out for like an indefinite amount of time, so they're just going to be absolutely screwed on the glass for long term. So bet anybody versus them for rebounds. But we're sitting at 5:43. However, we have given our plays. Maybe we can go get a little extra dinner, maybe like 4, 5, 6 extra drinks in us before this national championship game, so we can start to feel right for it. Why don't we recap? Krusty, we'll start with you. Can you recap your 4 plays for us?
Yeah. So it was Blake Corum, first quarter touchdown. Blake Corum over 6.5 receiving yards. JJ McCarthy over 1.5 passing touchdowns, and Jack West over 26.5 receiving yards.
Awesome. Let's have ourselves a night. Nick, if you want to go ahead and recap by all means.
Yep. I have the Colin Sexton ladder, 17.5 through 25 on FanDuel. I have 17 and 17 DeRozan from the Bulls, 17 Middleton from the Bucks, 17 minus 105 on ESPN. 22s, we've got Jaylen Brown, 22 for Boston, Tyrese Halliburton, 22 for the Pacers. That's plus 107 on ESPN. And I am going to play the Jaylen Brown rebound ladder.
Nice.
6.5 on ESPN was plus 125, 7.5 on ESPN plus 200, 9 on FanDuel plus 265, 10 on Fanatics plus 475, and then sprinkle on 12 on FanDuel for plus 1100.
Nice. Beautiful. For my plays, I had Colin Sexton. I played him over 17.5 points, and I also sprinkled on him to have 25 plus. I played Tyler Hero points. It's 21.5. You might have to buy that up to 22.5 now. I think the best 21.5 line out there was minus 135. A little bit more than I like to pay. I don't mind you buying up there to the 22.5, and then I also sprinkled on him to have 30. And then Kawhi Leonard, I backed him over 24.5 points, and then I sprinkled on him to have 30 plus as well. I think that'll do it. This is National Championship Monday, so let's sneak out a couple minutes early. Krusty, thank you so much for coming on. We had to celebrate this joyous occasion, and you had a rare Monday off, you said, so this lined up beautifully. So thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, much appreciated. Thanks to everybody who watched. Thanks to our sponsor, Sleeper Picks. Let's go have some fun. Let's make some money, and we will see you guys next week.
Go Washington.
Oh.